My name is Mohan Gopal. On behalf of the Article 16 Focus Group, an informal think tank on reservations, I am delighted to introduce 3 videos from an August 18, 2021 national webinar of the Article 16 Focus Group on the subject, the mechanics, genesis and development of merit in India, Brahmanic merit versus scientific and constitutional merit. As we all know, the war cry of anti-reservationists is quote-unquote reservation skill merit. We know this war cry is meant to communicate to the public the notion that the less meritorious are getting seats in education and public employment through reservations in preference to the more meritorious. We know also that selection through one-off standardized testing along with a cursory interview in some cases is an outmoded method of selection, no longer considered an adequate basis to assess merit and largely given up in industrial countries and in the private sector. Yet, this obsolete method of selection through one-off standardized testing remains the main method of selection in India in the public and aided sectors. So we decided we must explore and understand more deeply the nature and origin of the idea of merit that is allegedly being killed by reservations. Our first step was to hold a webinar on the subject nearly 3 months ago on May 29, 2021. We had very valuable inputs in this webinar from a very distinguished panel of scholars and activists, Professor Kunyaman, Mr. K.K. Kochu, Mr. Sunny Kapikad, Professor Sanal Mohan, Professor R.K. Biju, and Professor N.S. Soman. Videos of the seminar are available on our YouTube site. This webinar confirmed to us that the attack on reservations emanates from a Brahmanic idea of merit rather than from any scientific or constitutional concept of merit. This was not surprising because reservations as an instrument of government policy emerged as an integral part of the anti-Brahmin movements in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu in the dawn of the 20th century. Reservations are therefore anti-Brahmanic, and the counterattack on reservations is naturally powered by Brahmanic ideology. We also understood that at the root of the struggle over reservations is an epic conflict between, on the one hand, elitism, represented by the Brahmanic idea of merit based on inequality and merit acquired in unverifiable previous births, and on the other hand, modern, forward-looking, newer, scientific, democratic, ethical, constitutional concepts of merit. In the August 18, 2021 webinar, we took this debate one step further. We had 2 very distinguished thinkers of our country addressing this webinar who need no introduction. Professor Gopal Guru, a world-renowned political theorist, former professor at JNU, who has also taught at some of the almost all the leading universities in the world, now the distinguished editor of the Economic and Political Weekly, has deeply influenced the social conscience of knowledge in India and has awakened knowledge to the inhumanity of India's dominant ideas over millennia. Professor Gopal Guru's theorization of humiliation underpins the unprecedented recognition of humiliation as a crime in the eye of our law. Professor Balchandra Mungekar is a preeminent economist, former member of the erstwhile Planning Commission of India and former Vice Chancellor of Bombay University. Professor Mungekar has been a leading voice in bridging the yawning gap between social justice and economic policy and development planning in our country. We wish to make it clear that our discussion in this webinar is not against any individual, community, caste or religion. Our peaceful struggle is as Dr. Ambedkar has said, at its core, a struggle against a social oligarchy that is dominating our country to reclaim and restore to the common people of this country the sense of humanity in a social order that has been deeply dehumanized. Our struggle is against the ideology called Brahmanism. It is not against people. Brahmanism is an ideology that is responsible for dividing our society into 4 divisions, into 5 divisions, humiliating 90% of the people, dehumanizing them, excluding them from society. To be part of the struggle is our constitutional responsibility and our constitutional duty. And we hope every citizen of India will join us in this effort to construct a society based on liberty, equality, dignity, and fraternity for all people in India. One video that you will see as part of the set of 3 that I'm introducing today consists of remarks made by Professor Gopal Guru. A second video has remarks of Professor Mungekar. A third video combines my own presentation and my interaction with the audience. I very much hope that you will enjoy these 3 videos. Thank you very much.